Step right on up here, ma'am.
My service are with me today. My name is Bill. Hello, Mr. Mayor. My name is Lisa Kravinoff. My address is 220 Southeast Connecticut, Pullman, Washington. Even though I'm a Pullman resident, I've been using Mountain View Park since 2002. I'm also heavily involved with Moscow because I've spent over 3,000 hours training dogs at the shelter, and I'm also a volunteer obedience instructor. So I teach classes at the Latah County Fairground, and all the proceeds I generate go to the shelter. So even though I live in Pullman, most of my volunteer efforts occur in Moscow. So from an obedience instructor's perspective, one thing I did want to bring up is that the Mountain View Park works as an off-leash area because the owners have to have excellent control over their dogs because of the roadway and the fencing and the large field behind the park, because the dogs can get onto the highway. So even for the dog's own safety, it's important for the owner to have good control over their dogs. And the lack of fencing is actually excellent incentive for people to have control over their dogs, and it actually selects for those kind of people that we want out there. It selects for those people that can call their dogs back, that keep their dogs from running up on strangers, that have their dogs play in small groups. And so actually, I personally think added fencing would actually, take away from the safety out there for the dogs and the rest of the people who use the park. Another thing I did want to bring up is that dogs who leave the park boundaries, I think it would be very beneficial if the city would actually enforce the leash laws and include fining, because Pullman has a 0 warning in terms of fining if dogs are off leash, so people take it very seriously. And in the beginning, if this does pass, it's going to help everyone understand that the dogs need to stay within the confines of the boundaries of the park. So I think if we get help from the city for patrolling that and actual fines addressed, I think that's going to help people take it very seriously, because we've been responsibly using the park for a long time, and we want other people to view it that way too. And so those are the points I wanted to make. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And her dog I like because his name is Bill, so that kind of rings the bell, and I like that very much. This is Bill, everybody, right here. Okay. Please come up.
Hi, my name is Chuck Boyd, and I've been a resident in Moscow all my life. But I've had 2 dogs since the park's been open. My little 8-pound miniature dachshund lived for 15 years, and my border collie's now 15 years old. And we've been going to the park every day. I used to go to the park twice a day with my border collie, who is shown here getting me a misdemeanor. I didn't get a ticket, but that's what we do over there, and that's like most of the dogs that are over there. But I'd like you to know, too, that we've been going to that park with my kids and my dogs ever since the beginning. As a matter of fact, on that plaque out on the bathrooms, my kids' names were on there because we donated 2 trees and planted them out there. But the one thing I did want to say is that we do pick up all of our poop. As far as dogs at large, I've only found 1 dog in there over my 30 years I've been out there, and I contacted the owner, and he lived on Yeoman Lane, and I took my dog home to him. But that thing about dogs being from there and going out places, I've never witnessed that. But anyway, in Squim, they did a whole bunch of research, and it said that the city is legitimately concerned with the legalizing the use of public property for off-leash and creates a risk of liability. The experience of municipality indicates, however, that the risk is minimal. For example, Point Isabel Regional Shoreline is 21 acres off-leash located in Berkeley and Richmond, California. According to Park Supervisor, the park averages 730,000 dog visitors per year. The attorney at East Bay Regional Park District reports that the district has had no claims and has not been named in any litigation. And also in Laguna Beach, California, off-leash for 2 years, no claims. And Sepulveda Dam Basin, which is the largest off-leash area in Los Angeles, also no reports of claims of litigation over dogs. So I think of the danger of getting sued is minimal. You know, I don't think you can have 730,000 softball players without having a lot of injuries. So it's my 2 cents worth.
Thank you, Chuck.
A question, if I may, sir? Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you've been using this park as an off-leash area for 30 years?
Mostly
Is
with
that my understanding?
Mostly with my border collie, which is my second dog. But we go out there, we go out into the park. As a matter of fact, I was there Saturday before last. We had kite flyers, we had kids kicking soccer balls, we had a guy playing golf, and we had our dogs, and the only interaction we had is I've got another 8-pound wiener dog, and some of the little kids flying the kite wanted to pet my dog.
So part of what we're being asked to do is to change the ordinance to fit what's being done out there. Is that correct? And I'm not being critical.
And I had a conversation with Wayne when they started, because over the periods of time, some dog catchers, animal control officers, thought it was okay if you guys stay away, we're going to let you do that. And Bobby, who used to be out at the parks, he even put in a drinking bowl for the dogs and put in a little faucet. So it's gone from sometimes cracking down on us, and then sometimes we just kind of look the other way because you guys aren't any problem. As a matter of fact, I think we're more stewards of the park. You know, I don't think we're self-policing. I think we're ambassadors of goodwill. I think we do a pretty good job of it. We watch over it. And, you know, I filled up the bags up there the other day with my plastic bags from shopping. And none of us head out into that park with only one bag. Because if there's another poop out there, we want to pick it up so that we don't get in bad graces with, you know, the other users of the park. So I think we're pretty good stewards out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Good evening, Mayor Lambert,
Good evening.
councilors, canine friends, community members. Thank you for letting me address you this evening for this RFP.
Could you give us your name, please, and your address?
My name is Lanie McCauley.
Okay.
I live at 1956 Crestview Drive in Moscow. I am new to your area, and I am here on behalf of Room to Roam, barking for our off-leash area at Mountain View Field. There's a couple of things that I'd like to address this evening. 3 most important things that I would like to address is the number 1 is potential safety concerns surrounding the establishment of the off-leash area proposed at Mountain View Playfield. The attempts that I'm going to address most common safety concerns as well as try to suggest some solutions. After much research, it's one of my favorite things to do, and reviews of hundreds of parks and fields in the United States, there seems to be some common themes. One that's near and dear to most of our businessmen and women and our government officials is always the bottom line of funding. Now, we don't have to worry too much about funding right now. A close second is establishing firm rules that will strictly enforce canine enforcement officials. I've been coming to this park, I would say 6 months. I have yet to see an enforcement officer. I do carry my leash, but I too am guilty. The last thing, the one thing that I want to address is offsetting some costs that may come up, as was spoken. There are some measures that we can use, and I'd be more than willing and happy to do them. Some of the things that can offset are grants. I don't know if many of you know that the very candies that we so much love, like Mars bars, they are proponents for dog parks, off-leash, and tethered. They offer grants every year, and several of them up to $2,000. I love to write grants. These are for things for fencing. They are also for things like puddle pools, if necessary. Now, I'm not saying that I want to turn this into a dog park. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the bottom line of some of the things that we are most worried about right now is purchasing maybe some commercial insurance. They will help us do that. Protecting the city from dog-related claims. Another would be to express assumption of liability and indemnification. That's to compensate for loss or damage, to provide security for financial reimbursement to an individual in case of a specified loss incurred by the person. I'm not sure if you are aware that in the state of Washington, anyway.
Miss, could you wrap it up, please?
I will.
Thank you.
In the state of Washington, your house insurance does cover some of those costs. I won't talk about the thing that Chuck talked about, the poop law, or the 730,000 dog visitors each year. The only other thing that I want to talk about is the room. While the dog park is 1 acre, there's 40 acres for our dogs to roam. I think that it's a beautiful park, and it would sustain an off-leash dogs, people, and other animals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No. I think you covered it very well.
Hello, Mayor and Council. My name's Tanya Dial. I live at 2704 East D Street. And as you stand at Mountain View Park, my house is up on the hill. Redigan's house is down below ours. Looking down at the park most every day, there's always dogs running around free and off a leash, which is fine with me. I have encountered at least 5 times dogs coming up from the park, clear up to my house, hassling my animals. So I haven't complained. I've dealt with this by talking to the people when I drive down to the park and confronting them. Still have had one occasion with the dogs coming up to my home. So I just would like you guys to really think about, with the leash law, what I've already, seeing, and without a leash law. The south end of the park has no fence. So those people who feel they have really kind of a limited control over their dogs walk to that end of the park because it's away from everybody, away from the highway or the road, and they let their dogs run out into the field or play out there. And they find that they can go farther and farther, and they end up at my house. The neighbor down below will be moving in. He's putting in cattle and sheep and fencing, so there will be livestock next to the park. So that is also something to think about and see what that may cause. And that's my 3 minutes.
Thank you.